Aloha, America. It is 4:15, which means tax day. And we know billions of dollars are being written in checks to go to the IRS, the Internal Revenue Service. That is where we pay our taxes as Americans who do pay taxes. However, we have an administration, and we'll start here. We all have paid our taxes over the years, but the mob boss has not. MAGAs, to the tune of bazillions of dollars, do not pay taxes. We do not get money from the bazillionaires because of the tax breaks that Trump gave them. So as they're trying to take benefits away from us, they don't want to pay their taxes or their fair share of taxes, which could change everything for every single American. They don't pay taxes to the USA. Musk, a lot of these people, bazillionaires, their money is going into other countries, it's going up in space, it's going everywhere, but where? In taxes. And what are they trying to do? Take our hard work money that we paid into taxes that provide benefits for all of us, including our Social Security, which I have paid for thousands of employees, because as an employer you pay these things as well when you're paying all your taxes. So they pay nothing into the Internal Revenue Service, or very little. Trump has documented 1 year he paid $750 and years that he paid nothing. Zero. How do bazillionaires get by with paying nothing when we work our asses off, stress over what's going to the IRS, Internal Revenue Service, today? So the Internal Revenue Service, the IRS, taxes is income. That income that we are paying as Americans is used for these benefits here. But when the MAGAs don't pay taxes, they write everything off and invest in other countries that they're trying to tariff now, by the way. Guess what? Guess what happens? They're now trying to take these benefits away from us, and they aren't even paying in. But if they paid in and they paid their fair share of taxes, we wouldn't be in a situation we're in right now. So back to my charts. I have cystic fibrosis. I'm blessed. I'm alive. And so this is to the unqualified, corrupt MAGA that is trying to take away our benefits that we're paid for. Each and every one of us as Americans have paid into this system that is not a business. It's a non-profit organization. Our government is a non-profit organization. It's not a business. And it needs to be ran as a non-profit organization. And there's millions of them all over the United States. And note, the mob boss, he can't have a non-profit organization in the state of New York. Because why? He has fraudulent organizations that have scammed people of billions of dollars. He's scamming you today, he's scamming you every day, and he's screwing all Americans. So at any rate, on the nonprofit organizations, he can never own one. And his wife and son are unable to open a checking account in New York because they cannot do business in New York. So this person that you guys call a businessman, he's not. Never has been, never will be. He's a scamming con artist. Always has been a scamming, cheating, lying con artist. I could have been on The Apprentice years ago, but would not have let him get near me. That's why hands off is so appropriate. Nobody wanted his hands on their bodies anywhere. And that's all he is a handsy guy. You see how he is with women. And oh boy, Luna got her hands on him the other day, and probably in between his legs as well. And that's why suddenly we had people with 40 years of experience in our cybersecurity disappeared because Luna got a hold of him with her hands. And, well, you know what happens then. Anyway, back to me, because that's what's most important here. If I lose my benefits, I die. It's that black and white. I have cystic fibrosis. And because of science, because of research, for over 60 years, it's taken, they have a drug that is now called, it's a life-saving drug. It's called Trikafta. And this drug has saved my life. I'm alive today. I'm talking to you today with a lot of passion because I'm alive and I am blessed to be alive. But I'm scared to death that Musk, his minions, and the MAGA billionaires that are not paying taxes are going to take away my life-saving drug, Trikafta. This particular drug, one of my medications, and of course, anyone who knows anything about cystic fibrosis, there's a lot of medicine that's involved, a lot of work that's involved to breathe every day. I have all sorts of breathing exercises and treatments I have to do before I can even stand up and do this without coughing on you. So at any rate, Trikafta saved my life. I'm alive today because of it. If I don't have Trikafta, I die. It won't be long, and I die. I've paid into this Medicaid as an employer over the years. I had thousands of employees. I paid Medicaid, the Social Security. You pay these things as an employer, and not only do you pay them, as an employee, you see it coming out of your check, but as an employer, you match everything. So if you had $500 taken out of your check in these taxes, I have to match that as an employer. The reason why Trump and these minions want to eliminate Social Security is because they don't like to match that. So, got 1,000 employees, $500 a piece, but can add it up as $50,000 that they have to pay into Social Security, which comes to all of us. But as a business owner, lots of times, they don't pay into these programs because they get what they call draws. And they don't have Social Security because they've not been an employee to pay into the program. Also with Social Security, just so you know, if you're married to someone who's been paying into Social Security and they die as their significant other, as their child, etc., you will collect those benefits from that person who has passed away. If you are under 18, those benefits go to their children because this is money that we've already paid in. So it's money that is passed down generationally as well. It doesn't just go to someone, and people who say, well, I'll never get it. Well, you won't if you don't try, and if you don't fight for it. And we're going to fight for it because we are going to lose it. And SNAP. Without SNAP, there's no good food on the small amount of money I would have left from my Social Security. Because of my Social Security, I don't make enough to live on. Not even. I could not pay for food and live on my Social Security. So I'd probably starve because they're closing down the food banks and whatnot. Because God forbid there's any services to help people, They're more concerned about closing down and shutting our government agencies that we are paying our taxes for. These government agencies are open because we paid taxes into them. They're programs that have been set up to help Americans, to help us, not hurt us. So keep your hands off of all of our food programs. We depend on these food programs. Good food isn't cheap, and cheap food isn't good. And I'm not going to eat goddamn McDonald's garbage. Never have, never will. You do all you want. not in my diet. Or dollar menus, not in my diet. I cook and prepare everything. I have a garden growing, and I am going to have so much fruits and vegetables that the only thing I'll have to buy is protein occasionally. But if I fish for salmon, what do I need? I can provide a lot for myself, but I can't provide everything. And SNAP is vital for every American who is in hard times or financially in the group of people who make in America what is the minimum wage? $7.25 an hour. Who lives on $7.25 an hour? Really? And you can't see a way of increasing the minimum wage. So enough of this. To the next chart. Here we go. Hands off. Get your bloody hands off of SNAP, Social Security, Medicaid, my health, my news, the lands, H2O, that's water, off of America, Canada, Mexico, and the Gulf of Mexico. It will always be the Gulf of Mexico, just because you want to call it the Gulf of something else. The Gulf of whatever your Sharpie says from whatever day it is. It's not. It's the Gulf of Mexico. Always has and always will be. Not changing the maps. Even though you might try when there's a natural disaster because you fired everybody in charge of some of our most important NOAA activities. So at any rate, hands off our air, hands off our education, hands off our vets, and hands off the human race. Bottom line, hands off the human race. None of us want you touching anything that has to do with us. You are destroying our country. You are destroying our place in the world. You are destroying lives of Americans. You are putting us in great stress, anxiety, and fear. You are bankrupting our country, just like you bankrupt all of your businesses. You are the most vile piece of, I don't even know what to call it, vile piece of wasted space on earth. There's no one in America that likes the way he is treating us. No one. And the MAGA unqualified cult regime needs to be removed and sent to El Salvador. They have beds waiting. And oh yes, your tax dollars did pay for those beds in El Salvador as well. So I'm going to end right here. I wanted to do this in less than 10 minutes, but I'm a little longer. If this administration continues to do what they're doing and bankrupting our country, destroying our relations with every country in the world, destroying our dollar, just so you know, the value of our dollar's gone down. They're taking your dollars and trying to turn them into cryptocurrency and trying to take your money away. Get your money in your pockets. Keep it out of the banks, because at any time with the war that is going on with this tariff war, China or anyone could tap into our electronic monetary systems and wow, your money could disappear. Or for that matter, we have flat seen the MAGA cult already do it. Musk has tapped into banking systems and stole money that had already been designated by Congress for specific groups or organizations. I'm just too frustrated right now to even spit it all out, but they're stealing your money. So if you don't get your money out of that electronic system and keep it with you in hand, you can lose it all at any time or not have access to it. They closed down and, a cyber attack, something like that, which has happened on our banking systems. Guess what? You don't have access to your money. Pay your taxes, get your money out of the bank, and don't ever, ever, ever let them scam you again for another dime. We have a lying, scamming, cheating, con artist administration that, as I say, fuck 2025, because they have Project 2025 that they are trying to screw Americans with. We have no kindness in the MAGA administration whatsoever. Kamala was kind. Be kind. You can be kind. I have been kind and loving and giving my whole life, but I do not understand the ugly and evil of this corrupt, unqualified administration. So, on that note, aloha, and please share this with others because they don't know what is in for them if they don't stand up and fight. And also, just one last note, I forgot, on the 19th, this Saturday, find your local hands-off organization, march, and be there. Over 5 million people were there 2 weeks ago, and we are going to break those numbers exponentially this weekend. On the 5th, we had over 5 million. On the 19th, we are going to hopefully have at least 300 or 400 million, 300 or 400 million. We want all Americans stand up and fight. Hands off. We want their bloody hands off of our bodies, off of our minds, off of our food, off of our money, off of our health and wellness. Medicaid, our science, our doctors, our education, universities, they have to get their bloody hands off all of it. And we have to stand up and fight. I don't know what else to say, what else to do. Please share. I love you. Aloha. I shut it off. Shit.